Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. So the video today is on this 2010 Ford Mondeo TDCi, and I don't know which engine it is on this, if it's the 2-liter or whatever, but it doesn't really matter for what the problem is, or what I was told the problem is. Let's go and get inside the car because I didn't see the problem yet, so we're gonna see this together really. But apparently there is a, let's see if I can start this thing, like so. Okay. That's interesting, because the problem is not here, or the problem I was told is not here. So I was told these had an airbag light. Let me turn the wheel to see if anything comes up. There's no lights, so what the heck's going on here? What's going on here? So, and after resolving a fuel leak on one of the injectors, the return pipe was not clipped in correctly. Apparently this thing had injectors installed, and whoever installed them left them. He didn't, well, he put the clip, but the clip was bent a little bit too loose, and the return pipe just came off. He texted me just asking, saying he could smell diesel when he dropped me the car yesterday, because when he dropped the car I was not at home. And anyway, we solved that really quick, 5-minute job, maybe a little bit more than that, but clean all the fuel from the injector pits, etc., or around the injectors, and that's done for now. So as for the airbag, which is why the car is here, so the airbag light is not coming on, but when I actually came to scan the car has a code. The car does have a code in there. Let me show you the code. So that's my code, P0001 1308, driver front stage 1 deployment control. Not sure if this tells me any information. Circuit open, there we go. Circuit open, blah 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 blah, fault not currently present, blah blah blah. I think what's happening, because I already had a quick look, the circuit is not getting opened. It's just that the resistance is going too high, and I think you can see here, airbag resistant driver side 5.25 ohms, and look at all the other airbags and pretensioners and all that stuff. They are all around 2.5, somewhere around there. If we come down to the other ones, there we go, 2.5, everything is 2.5 apart from that one. So I think what is happening is a connection maybe somewhere. Every now and then this resistance is going too high, and the car just triggers the fault, thinking, well, it triggers the fault as open circuit, but obviously it's just the resistance that is getting too high. So might have to try to see where the connection is that is causing this, and try to bring this value down close to the other ones, and hopefully that will fix our issue. I'm gonna still try to get hold of the owner first, for him to explain me, is this an intermittent fault, what's going on, because as you can see there is no airbag light at the moment, but I can only imagine if this goes up a little bit more, it's gonna throw a fault, and I think that's why it's happening. Okay, and here we have it. Someone has been messing with this, and someone did something that, so I'm not going to touch this car anymore, I've asked the guy to ring me. When he rings me, he can pick up the car and go to whoever did this. If he knows who did it, because he asked me to look at this airbag some time ago, a couple of weeks ago, and now the airbag comes like this. So let me show you. So when I got here, the first place I wanted to go to was here, at this plug here. Can you see this tape around here? That was a little bit suspicious to me. And now look what happens when I unplug this. So this is for the clock spring, I think, and you have the first two wires there on your right are the two wires for the airbag. I think is a yellow and green and a brown and something else, and then you have another two wires or three, which I think are the wires for the steering controls. And when I unplug this, right, theoretically you can see there at the bottom the shunt for the airbag connection right there on your right on these two pins. So definitely that's the airbag plug. As you can see, we have no airbag light and we still have 5.25. So I think you can, guys, only imagine what's going to be inside this tape, right? That's just going to confirm that. I just thought we can do this together, so we're going to all see at the same time what's going to be here, but I think you guys can already guess what it is. Actually, let me turn the ignition off so we don't mess anything up now. So in here, there you go. So airbag has been cut, the wire, can you see the wire there hanging off? Okay, so yeah, so I'm not going to go any further. So in here is going to be a resistor. Someone put a resistor here and I just don't care anymore. It's going to put this back in there. Oh, actually, why am I doing myself these jobs, man? Why I accept, why people does this? So it's going to be obviously an airbag issue, whether the clock spring is faulty or something like that, and someone comes here. Okay, let me take a little bit further. Okay, so the resistor is going to be here somewhere. Okay, like that. There we go. There we go. There it is. Let me show you these a little bit closer. And the thing is, the shitty job is, this has not been, okay, if you want to do something like this, which I 1000% disagree with, and I think you should not do this, if you want to sheet things, at least do it right. Don't do a job like this, because it's bad enough that you will try to mess with safety systems and leave these, like if someone would have an accident, this airbag would never deploy. You could kill someone, but then all you do is you wrap wires around. You don't even solder the bloody resistor. This is outrageous, absolutely outrageous. And oh no, I thought the guy was ringing me, but he's not him. Okay, it's someone else. Anyway, wow, this is bad. This is really bad. Okay, I just spoke with the owner. His words was literally, so I sent him a picture of these before I removed the resistor, which is there on the floor now, and literally said, no, I don't think they would have done that because they are too thick to think about something like that. But you never know. So anyway, so he literally just asked me, because I said otherwise you can come and pick up. I'm not going to do anything else. If you want to leave these bodged, that's how it's going to go. But he said no, fix it properly, blah blah blah. So you can imagine now. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to dismantle this plug so I can pull these back so I can resolder this properly, re-insulate these wires here, maybe a little bit of tube shrinking, etc., and then plug it back in and see where the problem is. Maybe the clock spring, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so all they did was they wrapped this around. Whoever did this has not even sorted this properly. So obviously, every now and then, these was probably just spiking on the. It was not making proper contact. It was just spiking up, and the car would see that as an open circuit. Anyway, let's kind of do this right, and at least fix this bit here, and then plug it back in and see what resistance we do have on this airbag circuit. So the plug is dismantled, so that's the purple wire, as you can see. I already stripped the end of this yellow and green, and here it is, the other bit. The first thing I've done actually was just to check, because I had these in the past, and it's always good to make sure the pins are grabbing, or this is grabbing the pin properly. So what I've done is I went in there, push it in, and I tell you what, these would go in and out. It was not even touching the pin. Well, it was touching the pin, but you know what I mean? Was no drag at all. So what I've done is, I don't know if you're going to be able to see there on the camera. The camera is going to show you. I pressed a little bit at the top of the plug in there. Can you see there? Right there? And now, yes, now it grabs the pin properly. So I will do the same on that one, just in case. And yeah, we're going to solder this, put it all back together. I already have some tube shrinking. Obviously, I removed this one, the purple, so I can put the tube shrinking to obviously isolate the cable again, the wire again. We're going to use a little bit of tube shrinking, solder this, and yeah, that's it for now. Then we'll plug it in and we'll see what resistance we have on the airbag. Okay, and let's gonna slide the last pin in place. There we go. Let's gonna put this little red thingy there. Is that way? No, it's the other way. There we go. I'm going to need to put a little bit of tape. Let me get a little bit of cloth tape for that. A little bit of cloth tape is going to look like original. There we go. That looks better. There we go. That looks good. So the moment of the truth now is, how much? I only have 4 minutes left on the phone. It's going to be, put this back in. There we go. Ignition on. Let me see if my airbag light stays on or goes off. And my airbag light stayed off. That sounds good. That's gonna go back. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I'm really happy with this. And I can guarantee you the initial problem was those pins. The way those pins, when I pushed down a little bit on the pin and pull it out, was literally no drag. It was just going completely loose. And look, we have less resistance now with everything plugged in than we had with the resistor in place, the way the resistor was. Well, but you see this? I'm really happy. 3 ohms will be absolutely fine. We're gonna start this thing. Can I start it? Yeah, I can. We're gonna turn the steering left and right, just in case if you have any issues, and monitor that. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. I'm really happy that this is fixed, and all we're gonna do now is put it all back together, and then I will have a couple more things to say and wrap up this video. Okay, all back together, and let's gonna start this thing again. And let's gonna have a one last look at the live data. I have already cleared the codes though, so that's been already done. There we go. So it is a little bit higher than the other ones, but it is normal sometimes for especially the driver airbag to have a slightly higher resistance, purely because there is way more connections than for the other airbags. The other airbags usually go straight from the airbag module to the airbag itself. This one here obviously is slightly different. You have the connection on the airbag itself, then you have the connection into the clock spring, then you have the connection down here that we just repaired, and then it goes back and the connection there. So but to be honest with you, some airbags, they have a little bit higher, a little bit lower. That's why there is a certain tolerance. I'm not sure what the tolerance is for this particular car, but looking at the other ones, all 2.6 is only a 0.4 ohms difference. And as I said, if the car was happy with 5 ohms before, it's going to be definitely happy with 3. So what I'd like to say next now is don't be this guy. Please do not be this guy. Yes, I know I said earlier, if you want to shit, at least do it right. But don't do that on systems. No on airbags, ABS, safety systems. Don't be this guy. Literally. I know someone put a resistor. That would have solved the problem if it was done right. But you shouldn't really do this. Okay, especially when, as you've seen, the only issue was the pin that had no drag on the plug, and that was what was causing the high resistance before. Pretty sure of that now. And it was relatively easy to see what the problem was and fix it, as you guys seen. But do this, don't be that guy. Really, don't be that guy. Because the person that did this, I wouldn't trust them with anything. Leave alone work on electrics on a car. But yeah, I was just about, yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't be the guy that does this kind of stuff. This could have been the difference between someone surviving to an accident or someone dying in an accident. And just think about it. Do you really want that sort of weight on your shoulders, on your conscience? And do you really want that for the sake of 2 pins, compressing 2 pins and connect everything back on? Do you really want that? Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. So if you're not sure, if you're not confident, or if you got to a dead end, just leave it. Give it to someone else. Give it to someone that's going to be able to find the problem. Ask for help, whatever. But don't be the guy that does this kind of stuff. Yeah, it works, but it doesn't really. It's just, don't do this, guys. Don't do this on airbags, because they are such a lifesaver system. It doesn't really worth the risk. As I said, the weight on your shoulders, the weight on your conscience. If you know someone had a severe accident on something like this that you have done, come on, guys, don't, I'm not saying you do it, but obviously someone does it. Someone definitely does it. So that's what I'm trying to get at. But that's it. The car is fixed, guys. I can show you again. I do still have, I'm using the front camera now, so this is going to be pro. I'm going to have to reverse the video, but we still have about 3 ohms, no problems at all. And we still have no lights. Okay, everything's good. Okay, can I show you the cluster or no? I don't even know what I'm showing you. But yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, don't be this guy. And that's it, problem fixed. Yeah, we fixed the leak, we fixed the airbag, and now that's it for these videos. So with no further ado, hope you enjoyed the video. I definitely hope you learned something. And if you do still have any questions or any comments, you guys know exactly how it works. Just put them right below. And like always, thank you for watching.